There's a very important skill in life that is necessary for you to gain to move forward. It is that if there are times when you see a problem with what you're doing, with how you're proceeding along your path, in society, in spirituality as well, in society as well, to completely evaluate yourself. Be like, this is the problem that I have in my life. This is the problem these are the problems that I need to address. Look at yourself analytically, saying, this is the reality of my life. I need to advance in this or that regard. I have not been responsible in this or that regard. I have perhaps even wasted some of my life that I have on this planet as a human being. And I need to figure out how to move forward. Being able to look at your situation analytically, objectively, and not subjectively respond with depression, sadness, tearing yourself apart emotionally, but rather just being like, okay, I've messed up a lot, or I've wasted a lot of my time. The reaction to viewing that in your own life is not to hide from it. It's not just focus on positivity, but to actually see your life for what it is, and then decide how you can develop into a person who is someone who not only can find a solution, but find a solution in a way where you're not responding with sadness or depression, but okay, I understand. Let me figure out a way that I can move forward. Let me figure out a way I can move my life forward to where I'm independent, to where I am both independent spiritually and in society, and in life circumstances. Because a lot of the time, myself included, we respond with being sad about something when we brush up against the truth of our life and where we are in life. You need to develop calluses in certain regards, because life isn't just about surviving to the next day or just getting through the day. It's about having a degree of independence, working past the old excuses that we always gave ourselves. Because in my past, even recent past, I would often tell myself, oh, well, I just need to be well. I just need to be stable. I just need to, stay positive and, kind of like make it through the day. But that doesn't work for long-term plans. You should stay positive, but also look at your life, where you are, what you're doing, and where you're gonna be in 10 years, 20 years. If you start long-term plans now, and you also develop the calluses to where if you realize you don't have a long-term plan, or you've wasted some of your life, have those calluses to be like, okay, let me find a solution. Let me not hide from an assessment of my life. Let me not hide from the truth of my current reality. Rather, let me look at it, look at my life bravely, and then find a solution or a number of possibilities to move forward. Think of it like this. Think of doing right now your future self, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, a favor. Be kind to your future self by making a plan now, by trying to shoot for something now. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for future suffering. Do you want to put yourself through that in the future because you want to surrender or give up? Or do you actually want to tackle the problems that you see in your life when you look at it directly, when you analyze it directly? Be kind to your future self. Plan for a better reality for your future self. This is self-love. This is self-compassion. Do you want to give up and surrender now and give your future self a worse future or worse reality? Or do you want to do a favor for your future self and think about your longer term reality? It's very important to do this in relationships as well, but I have failed in this quite a bit. I have put aside looking forward a number of years for the sake of my current state of being, just trying to be okay right now. Now, you should want to be okay right now and work towards that and work for that, but remember, there's a future you that you should be compassionate towards. How is the future you going to be truly whole and independent or just successful if the current you is all you're focusing on? And don't get me wrong, you should be completely present in the moment. You should care about your own wellness. And if you're really on the brink of not being well, you should care about your right now self first and foremost. But I found that even myself, I've been very depressed in the past, suicidal in the past, and it became a convenient excuse for not worrying about the future state of myself. I was putting my future self to the side in favor of my current self. I think that I was being irresponsible. I was being selfish for the moment and not planning for the long term of my well-being, my independence, and my experience as a human being. It isn't easy to look at ourselves for who we are right now in our current situation, our current circumstances. It's not easy. But your long-term wellness, it can't be decided later. You can neglect your future wellness and just focus on your current wellness. But that's not a design that succeeds in the long term. There's a stopgap measure. To succeed in the long term as an individual, for freedom, for success, you have to start caring about your future self. I love the idea of experiencing the moment and being in the moment. But your future self, that stability to be long-lasting must be considered and addressed and moved forward. We have to reach a point where we stop crying about our problems right now and start making moves. I've realized that recently. I've been in a job for far too long that was not moving me forward. It's the long-term compassion that brings us to a long-term stability. And that compassion is for ourselves. What we can do for other people, for sure, but our long-term compassion for ourselves. To ignore where you'll be in 10 years right now is to promise your future self torture, pain, a reality that need not exist. But what we choose now makes that reality a certainty. And you have to reach a point where you're looking at yourself and your life, what you have and what you will have for your future reality, and just nod, look at the possibilities, look what's likely, and be like, okay, I gotta start now. There's no waiting for, what am I waiting for? Somebody else to do something for me? No, I have to address this now. Doesn't matter how sad I get about it. Doesn't matter how apprehensive or scared I get about it. You have to look at your life and your future with sober eyes, with objective eyes, and be like, okay, I can do this. How do I do it? There are always options. How do I make myself 10 years from now someone who is in a happier future, rather than concerning myself with just the present? Because a lot of the time when people consider just the present, they're saying that they're just looking at the moment, but they're not experiencing it. And a lot of the time they're not even enjoying it. And then those years take on 1 year, 2 year, 3 year from where you are, and then you're still in that same state of mind. Start being compassionate to your future self right now, so that torture, emotional torture, is not your future. Think of your future self as someone else that you're being compassionate towards. Plan for that person, provide for that person, and work for that person's success. If you can do that, then you can move forward. This is how I understand moving forward. It's something that I've only really started to really learn in the past year of my life. And it's come far too late. Far later than it should have. And, I have a lot of excuses, or, I just need to be well right now. I just need to, focus on not being depressed right now. Sure, that's good. But what am I doing for my future self? This future self is another person. Am I providing for that person's future? Or am I just assuring my happiness for the moment? Or my contentment for the moment? In a way, it's being uncompassionate to who you could be in the future. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting and helpful. This has been more of a rant to myself than anything else. And I don't want anybody to consider it as anything else than that. But if this makes sense to you, if you feel this message, please consider it, and please work towards a future plan. Thank you very much for watching, and all of you have a wonderful day.